Hi, everyone. This is Mohammed Chowdhury, the Scale Up CFO here, and welcome to the first episode of the Real Founder Series. Today, I'm speaking with Dede, a founder with a strong background in digital transformation. He spent years helping businesses from startups to governments build smarter tech systems that actually work and grow. Joe's worked across lots of industries, turning complex challenges into real solutions. Now he's taking everything he's learned and applying it to his own business, and that's exactly what we're here to follow. We'll be working together to build out all the key investor documents like the teaser, the pitch deck, the financials, the business plan. And while checking in along the way, we'll talk about the progress, the lessons, and how he's shaping his story for his next stage of growth. Joe, it's great to have you here. Let's start with your journey so far. Can you introduce yourself and what you're building with Emsource?
Yes, thank you, Mohammed, for the privilege. My name is Joe from Emsource. We're building a very unique solution. It's a SaaS solution that has a little bit of AI in it and a bit of ML. I won't give the surprise away. Smart Change is basically a solution that will help organizations to optimize performance on one hand while taking the well-being of their employees at another hand. It's basically been a lot of sweat and tears born out of years and years of working within the change management and domain. And also I'm looking forward to ensuring that this disruptive solution is able to solve things with a bit of construction rather than complete chaos.
So I'm curious, Joe, right? What was that moment that made you say you need to create this? What was that light bulb moment? Sitting on the sofa, saying playing golf, saying, running. Where did the idea come from? What made you actually say you need to create this?
No running, no golf, and no sitting on the sofa moments, I'm afraid. I was in an actual work environment doing a large data migration exercise. And I noticed, and this is one of several, but this key one, I noticed that we're having one of those moments where things were not simply working. The solutions that we had brought on board were simply too expensive. And most of all, a lot of the employees, including myself, were mentally drained. As a consequence, I realized further down the line, there would definitely be a need for a smarter, more sustainable way to ensure that the projects galvanize the kind of return on investment and results that we're looking for.
That's really good. So what's your journey been like so far? I mean, how long have you been trading? Have you been trading? What's the journey been like?
We're pretty much more at the kind of post-startup phase slightly. So I've gone through a brief surgeon with this, been able to raise some seed money and bootstrapped the whole operation, believe it or not, and gotten to this stage. Now it is really at the stage of trying to ensure that the solution that one is developing is not just a product that I like, it's a product that other people are going to appreciate. And it has to be investor driven and also one born out of innovation. So taking on board the very essence from what our clients potentially, those who are part of the whole process, and those who are going to be prospective clients would get to appreciate.
Yeah. So as a first-time founder working during this period, when sort of most investors say no, and I remember we had a little chat, and he said, the most difficult part was running through with investors saying no. What was the sort of challenges you faced that others might not see? And the thing is, and the reason for starting this, the real founder series, is to actually show everybody out there, all the entrepreneurs out there, they're not the only ones going through this. People see this story at the end of the day, such and such company raised X amount of millions, and they think, wow, it must have been so easy. They've raised it. Why am I going through all these challenges? They become disheartening. So I'm really sort of curious from your point, what challenges have you faced that others might not see, but others might relate to who've been through your journey?
Thanks for that. The short answer is no. The full answer does have a lot of no's. So there's a lot of no's in this. Unfortunately, at the time that one started was during the pandemic, and maybe it wasn't quite investor ready. What a lot of people don't see is that subsequently, with a lot of no's, it builds up a lot of resilience and a lot of resistance to continue and persistence. Remember, like I said, I'm not building a solution for myself. I'm building a solution that's going to be driven by clients and investors. The challenge we're dealing with that is that as a consequence, a lot of investors they have some apprehension about investing in a solution that is simply born out of a product-driven investment. It's not a product-driven investment. It's one that is going to be sustainable. It will be disruptive in its own way. And the look and feel of it is also critical to me. I'm more interested in developing a solution that investors will come to appreciate, and they will be willing to look at investing, not just on the surface or superficial, but it will be driven by an investment that they can say they have the confidence to look at it, they have the confidence to believe in what I'm saying, and it's also been about the story. A lot of people don't see that story, the rejections, the emotional drain, the fatigue, the long nights, the long days that go with it. So I'm looking to build a solution that is going to be sustainable and will provide a lot of reward, not just from a purely value-added sense of point of view, but also in terms of an appreciation point of view, and it will stand the test of time.
So what's been your biggest challenge so far with getting your business seen or getting funded? You said you managed to raise seed funding.
Yes.
I think that in itself is such a big achievement. But what's been your biggest challenge in getting seen and sort of the other funding journey?
Well, it's about two things. Number one is funding, and it is about being seen. Now, when you get your first bit of funding, and I should obviously say it was a grant, and you have to use friends and family as well. Most people see that and think it's the be all and end all, and that is probably one of the biggest mistakes or pitfalls. Funding is become quite a technical thing. Most people before would invest in a sketch or diagram or schema. Now they want to see an actual working solution. So an MVP. They want to see the nuts and bolts of it. They want to understand the founder's vision. They want to understand the journey. Vision also is an integral part of it. If your vision is disrupted, then you can sometimes lose momentum. I've taken obviously this step to go slightly shifting, not pausing, but going forward and sideways at the same time. Hence the Scale Up CFO course, hence my devotion and determination to get through this course and the endeavors and to understand that the solution has got to be investor-led, but also continuous integration and continuous development. What I will learn from something in terms of the CFO course about funding, about traction, about resilience, about having the right pitch, not just a pitch, but having the right pitch is what has guided me to go through this.
So I was going to ask the question about why you looked, what made you sign up to this. So obviously you've kind of answered that just now. So my next bit will be, what were you kind of hoping to get out of this experience? Now, the main thing here is that, normally when you raise funding, you do it quietly, you do between, you do behind closed doors. Here, what you've got is, you've got this interview going to go out live. You're going to get people going to see you. Talking about your journey. They're going to see your journey. They're going to see your reflections. So you're really going to be in the public eye. So what is it you're hoping to achieve from this experience by showcasing your journey to become investor ready?
You've hit the nail on the head, Mohammed. Investor ready is obviously the third part of it. Being visible and being confident, knowing that I'm not just building a product now, but an investor-led product, number one. Number two, ensuring that my confidence and resilience takes me through the entire journey. And three, and most importantly, that I'm willing to learn. Going on this Scale Up CFO course is also giving me a fresh injection of motivation, a fresh impetus. And I know that going through the entire journey will enable me to build a product that is not just a product, but that has a value-added product, but an investor-led value-added product.
That's really good. Well, Joe, I tell you what, thank you very much for your time. Obviously, this is an introductory call. We're going to start going through your check-ins. I am curious how you've been getting on, but I think that's for another day. But as I said, for me, look, I've been doing this for 25 years. And the one thing I've seen is I've seen a lot of founders be scared in this fundraising, sort of process. They think it's challenging. They think it's very, very difficult. And I think my aim here is to basically dispel that fact. Fundraising, it's stressful, but it's fun. And I think the whole part here is actually creating, it's learning. And I think what I'm going to teach you is going to be a lot more than what you get just in theory. It's 25 years of what I've learned, little things like psychology, how, the mind works and how you sell. This, at the end of the day, what you have to remember, this is a selling game. And I'm going to show you how you create a document, how you pitch your document, and how you sell yourself and your idea, but more importantly, sell yourself. So what I can promise you is exceptional investor documents that will wow them, and they will remember Joe and Emsource. That's my guarantee. So I look forward to having you on this journey, Joe, and I look forward to the first check-in. I hope you're working hard,
Excellent.
and I said,
I'm looking forward to it too.
I look forward to it, and we'll catch up at the end of the first check-in. Thank you.
Looking forward to it, Mohammed. Thank you. And look, feel free for everybody, keep going, keep being positive, and keep being driven, and you will get through the journey. But be ready to learn.
Brilliant. Thank you. We'll see you at the next check-in.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.